What the hell's with that James Bond love song? Super Ultra Master Lee
and Lulu.
Big day for PlayStation fans. That's me 50% of the time.
What is it?
Lots of new games out there for being announced for PlayStation. A couple of big ones that we want to react to. This one here, Metal Gear Solid Delta. Finally, they're revisiting the series. I don't know who's making it. I'm a little concerned right now because, well, you know, the creator of this game no longer works at Konami. Bit of a falling out. Not too surprised. I had a bit of falling out with Konami when I used to work there. So the problem, like for me, and I think the problem with Kojima, Konami has become just way too corporate, mired in so much bureaucracy that innovation and creativity is that groundswell is really hard to bubble past that ceiling. And you couple that with the fact that it's a Japanese company where this sort of conformity in thinking oftentimes overrides creative thinking as well. And you need someone like Kojima at a company like that to kind of be the rebel. Or as my old boss at Konami used to say, you need someone like a tornado who comes into the office and just blows shit all over the place. But it inspires you to like think crazy type of thing. At the point when I first started, before I even joined Konami, we were at Hudson. Which was a whole nother company, and Konami eventually swallowed it all up like just about every large corporation does. And man, Hudson was so creative as a company. They invented so many interesting IPs, console systems. Like the minute Konami took over, that's when I got the taste of the culture. And I'm like, wow, this was stifling. And I actually did get to meet Kojima a number of times when I was working from the Tokyo office. And this was the telltale sign for me whenever I was working Konami's office. Every time I walked in, it had a distinct smell of being like in a hospital. Like sterilized type of thing. Even the walls, everything was just so clean, so perfect. Which is weird because then you go to the Hudson office and it was like a gamer office in the US, just like crazy, messy toys everywhere. It was just, it had that creative energy, you know? So that's why I'm
when
it's
concerned. Messy, you become creative. Is that what you're saying?
That's why I'm messy in real life. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, baby.
Oh my God.
But I'm just happy that they're finally revisiting the series and hoping they do it justice. It just needs to not suck.
Okay.
By the way, if you want to hear some wicked wild stories, you got to check out my podcast.
And if you want some hotness, check out my fantasy show on my OnlyFans.
You don't have to be stealthy about that. You can be full-blown voyeur there. He got shrunk to ants.
What is that?
Metal Gear Solid.
What part of the game?
Mini. Honey, I Shrunk the Metal Gear Solid.
Wow.
Oh, that was close. This is a weird ass trailer.
Oh, they're just eating each other.
What the fuck? What does this do with Metal Gear?
Who made it this time? The crocodile or the snake?
You gotta watch out, baby. A boo!
What a thrill with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart.
What the hell is with that James Bond love song in the end? This is... And look, man, Kojima trailers are just as weird and wild. Something's off about it. It feels, it's weird. That was such a weird trailer. Like, if I were to infer what they're trying to get across is that, okay, jungle theme, that there's a lot of, like, surviving out in that jungle, and it's a bit of a survival of the fittest, right? There's always one bigger apex predator than you.
Mm-hmm. Then what?
Yeah, but, like, the way they told it was just so odd. Unless... every one of the things that they showed has something to do with the game, the way you play. Like maybe you can summon ants and you can get them to go steal stuff for you. Or maybe you got a pet parrot that sits on your shoulder. Maybe you can ride a snake. Maybe you can wear alligator boots. I don't know. Like it feels... Anyways, I know it looks good, but it's not the real game, baby. This is just a announcement trailer. It's all CGI.
Right.
I'm hoping this is a, PlayStation 5 and not PlayStation 4, in which case they're really pushing the limit. Because if they can get the feel of a jungle, right, where it's very dense foliage, that just in itself could be a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? And I'll play it without the AC on in the summer here in Vegas, and I'll just sweat like I could feel like I'm in the jungle. I'll leave the windows open so all the flies come in too, and they're buzzing on me.
Since there's a lot of grasshopper around right now.
Yes.
But what's the game?
Oh, baby, Metal Gear Solid. I never told you about Metal Gear Solid. It's a stealth game. So you always got to sneak around. So that's why he's hiding.
That's why he...
Yeah, that's why he's hiding.
Why is Snake Eater? He eats snake?
The way Kojima would explain it is he used the word solid as a... Because he's called Solid Snake. He gives that name to be opposite an impression of something soft. So he's like tough. So if someone's a snake eater, that means they love eating his ding-dong.
Stuff. I mean your stuff.
I don't know. Honestly, Kojima's command of English isn't that great. So when he explains things, even he's trying to pick specific English words, you're like, that's some weird ass translation going on. But he relishes it. Like he really relishes in sticking to that. But actually, it's not even Kojima now I think about it. I ran into that quite often working at Konami, where Japanese people really get hung up on words they think represents what they mean in Japanese. And they'll pick English words like, this is what I mean. But I'd be like, that word doesn't quite mean what you think it means. Or it sounds really, really odd.
Right.
So it's kind of like one of those. That's why there's so many games from Japan, they would have people's names that's not like, that's a weird name. Or they would have a name of a game that's even weirder still.
Does it make sense?
They just don't make sense.
Oh.
Either way, considering me intrigued, this is going to do what? Just because it's Metal Gear Solid. They just got to not fuck it up. That's as simple as that.